Howdy, I'm Clay Kalmbach from Bear Builds, and today I'm going to show y'all how I built this potting bench made out of construction lumber. For this entire build, I'm using 2 1x4s, 5 2x4s, and 4 2x6s, all of which are 8-footers. I actually broke my miter saw, so I had to make a little makeshift circular saw station to cut all of my pieces to size. As stated in the title of this video, this potting bench is inspired by the one that Anna White DIY made, so I'll have a link for the dimensions of all the pieces in the description below. Here I'm cutting a 2x4 lengthwise to make the trestles on the side. I could have bought 2x2s, but it was cheaper to cut down to 2x4. The plans leave a space in the back of the bench itself, and I wanted to fill that void with a vertical shiplap. To do that, I measured the width of the pieces I would be using as said shiplap, and then cut out notches that ran along the length of the pieces that would hold them. This will make a little bit more sense later in the video. Okay, so the next step is going to be putting in pocket holes, and then immediately afterwards I'm actually going to be sanding, which is a little unconventional, but I wanted to go ahead and get that taken care of because it'll be easier to sand now instead of after assembly. I didn't want any of my hardware showing, partially for aesthetic, but also to further protect them from the elements. I ended up using dozens of pocket hole screws to assemble all of the pieces together. When it comes to sanding, I'll be starting with 80 grit, moving to 120 grit, and then finishing with 220 grit. What this will do is make the wood nice and smooth and ready for stain. I sanded through all of the grits on all of the pieces and then got started working on the sides of the bench that would act as the legs and main supports. Whenever I was assembling the bottom of the leg, I always made sure that I used my 4-inch scrap to guarantee that the 2x6s would be at a uniform height above the ground. I don't really have much to say for this next part, so just enjoy seeing the majority of the bench come together. I'm screwing this board into what will be the top of the bench to act as a middle support for the bench surface. For the bottom of the bench, I tried to space out the slats as evenly as possible, and each one averaged about a 1 5/8 inch gap between them. Sticking to the invisible fastener theme, I used a countersink and screwed the benchtop 2x6s to the structure from the bottom. I'm sure there's a complicated mathematical way to get exact measures for the trestles, but I just held the 2x2 where I felt it belonged and then traced along the back so I knew where to cut it. I wanted to make a half lap so that two pieces would sit flush with one another, so I marked where I needed to cut after a dry fit and then made the angled cuts on my table saw. For some reason, here I felt the need to keep the pieces attached to each other while adding pocket holes, but that definitely wasn't necessary, and I ended up pocket holing them separately for the other side. Here, I'm measuring the gap in the back of the bench so I can cut the 1x4s for the vertical shiplap. I'm spacing them horizontally with screws so there is room for them to expand and contract with the weather. As luck would have it, the 1x4 pieces were too wide, so I took the middle one and cut it down so it would be a little thinner. To attach them to the 2x4s, I used my countersink again so the screws could sit flush to the surface and minimize any potential cracking. The last step was adding finish, and I needed to get any and all sawdust off, so I used my leaf blower to take care of that problem. For the finish, I used a Bare Premium semi-transparent waterproofing stain and sealer in the color Stonehenge. I chose this finish because it has 6 to 8 years of guaranteed protection, and you can still see a little bit of the wood grain behind it. I always forget to brand my pieces, but thankfully I remembered this time. I had some scorch marks around the edges of the lettering, but I was able to sand it off with 220 grit sandpaper. So that wraps up this build. So all in all, this build took me about 13 hours, which is a little longer than I anticipated, but I'm really glad with how it turned out. I just want to say thank y'all for watching, and I really appreciate y'all's support, and please be sure to stick around for more content. I feel like I should say other stuff, but I don't really know what else to say.